Thursday, 2 o'clock midday flow. Again, I always try to keep it 20 to 30 minutes. Inevitably, it goes longer than that. So hopefully you'll be able to stay with me the entire time. I did change the setup, so hopefully you guys will be able to see me better today. It's a little bit lighter, and I will try to talk loud. Again, this is for anybody, beginners. All of the poses are beginning poses. Always honor your body. If something is painful and doesn't feel so good, just come out of the pose and come into a nice child's pose, which is always acceptable in yoga. So you can just sit in child's pose and breathe for the entire time and you're still doing yoga. Yay. Also, just inhales and exhales. Inhale, we're always trying to find length and space in the body, and every exhale, we're just kind of contracting and going deeper into the pose. So go ahead and roll out a mat. Find a nice, comfortable seat, however that looks for you. You don't need any other props. If you want a blanket, you can have one, or a pillow to sit on if that makes you feel comfortable, and we'll begin to connect with our breaths. So again, just come onto your mat. Sit up nice and tall. Just come to a nice, easy pose. Maybe bring your hands onto your knees and gently begin to close your eyes or keep your eyes downcast. And just start to connect to your breath. Start to feel the rise and the fall as you inhale and exhale. Take notice of how you feel in your mind and in your body before we begin our practice. And then I invite you to check in with yourself after your practice to see how you feel. Again, rooting down into the mat, pressing those sitting bones into the earth, reaching that crown of the head up towards the ceiling or the sky if you're outside. Inhale, exhale. Again, move to that 3-part body breath, Dirga breathing, where you're sending the breath to those 3 parts in your body, into the belly, into the diaphragm, and into the lungs. And then as you exhale, releasing the breath from the lungs out through the diaphragm and out of the belly. So as you inhale, you should really fill that belly. Your belly should be pressing out as you inhale with breath. Inhaling to the diaphragm, inhaling to the lungs. And then exhale everything out, lungs, diaphragm, belly. And have your mind focus on those body parts as you try to find stillness for your practice. Again, trying to find all the awareness to our mat today, bringing all of our attention to ourselves during our 20 or 30-minute yoga session here. Just take 2 more cycles of that 3-part body breath, really settling into your mat, letting go of all of your thoughts, all of your checklists, all of your emails, and just focus on your breath and on you. And as usual during your practice, it's important to have an intention of what you want to get out of your practice today, out of your session on the mat. So just take a minute to think about that. Again, it can be easy. It's just gratitude for your body. An intention of just moving your body from sitting at a desk too long today. Or just allowing yourself some time to breathe and simply be you. Before we begin, we'll take that one deep breath in through our nose, and then we'll exhale everything out through the mouth. Inhale deeply, and exhale that all out through the mouth. Letting go of everything that's on our mind and just focusing on our mat. Slowly begin to open your eyes, bringing your attention and focus back to the room. Just take a couple of seconds. We're going to start in mountain pose today. So standing up nice and tall, rooting yourself into the mat. When I say root, it's just really pressing each point of your body into the mat. So making sure the toe points, the heels are really pressing into the mat. Your hands and arms are by your side, palms face out, shoulders back, allowing the heart to open. And breathing in and out. One more breath here in mountain pose, Tadasana. We're just going to find a nice side stretch. So starting on the right side, we're going to inhale the left arm up. The right arm just stays on our thigh, and as we exhale, just stretching the side body. Again, if you have any neck issues, just keep your gaze forward. If it feels good, you can turn and look up at your left hand. One more breath. Exhale that left hand down. Inhale right. Again, gazing at the right hand, or keeping your gaze forward if your neck hurts. So with every inhale, kind of reaching that arm higher. Every exhale, trying to find more of a stretch in that side body without putting any pressure on this left hand and slumping into the stretch. Really stretching through the side. One more breath. Inhale back to center, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. This time as we inhale, we're going to inhale our arms behind us, clasp our hands together, and really push our hands together, opening up the shoulders and the chest. So your arms should look like this. Pressing back. Feeling a nice stretch in the shoulders and opening up the chest. So that's as we're inhaling here. As we exhale, we're going to hinge over, coming into a nice forward fold, allowing the arms to come up and over, head hanging low. Again, you can keep a nice bend in the knee. Soften the jaw. And again, do what feels good for your body. If that hurts too much, you can always just bring your hands to your hips or just come into a regular forward fold. Continue breathing. Inhale, exhale. One more breath here. Go ahead and release your hands from your back. As you inhale, bring the fingertips to the shins, coming into that nice flat back halfway. Exhale, just come into a forward fold. Allowing your body to hinge over the hips, swaying back and forth. Clasping opposite elbows with opposite hands. Again, keeping a nice bend in the knee. Your hamstrings are tight. From here, I want to come into a little bit of a deeper stretch. So go ahead and straighten the left leg as much as you can. Bend the right knee. And then walk your fingertips to the right side of your body. You should feel a nice stretch in the hamstring and in the hip here. So again, with every inhale, try to reach a little bit farther on that right side of the body, pressing in to that knee. One more breath. Inhale, come back to center into a nice forward fold. And then we're just going to switch sides. So keep the right leg nice and straight. Bend into the left knee and walk the fingertips to the left side of the body. Really bending into that left knee, finding a nice stretch on the outside hip and that hamstring. Continuing to breathe, make sure we're not holding our breath. This should feel really good. One more breath here. Inhale, walk those fingertips back to the center, coming into a nice forward fold. Inhale, fingertips to shins, halfway lift. And as we exhale, plant the hands and walk out into a nice high plank. Again, to modify, you can come down onto your knees. Just make your body one nice long line. Shoulders over the wrists. Using your core, imagining that belly is being sucked into the spine. Breathing. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, tuck those elbows in, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, come into a nice little cobra. Small back bend. From here, just turn to the right, stretching the neck. Turn to the left. Turn back to the right. Turn back to the left. Exhale, bring the chest down. Inhale, come into tabletop, all fours. So again, just alignment, making sure the shoulders are over the wrists and your knees. Sorry, my cat is meowing crazy. Your hips are directly over your knees. And let's just stretch our back, coming into cats and cows. Inhale, arching the back, tucking the tailbone, opening the heart. Cow pose. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin, gazing at our belly button, cat pose. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Do that 5 more times using your own breath. Just start to begin to flow with your breath, making sure you're inhaling as you get into cow, exhaling as you're rounding the back, coming into cat pose. It should feel really good. If you sit all day, just a nice stretch in the spine and a nice way to warm up our bodies as we flow. When you're finished, just come to a nice flat back. And we're just going to do some bird dogs, adding some dynamic movement and using that core again. So go ahead and extend the right leg back, keeping that foot flexed. So if you're pressing it against the back wall, inhale the left arm in front of you. And you can stay here. Maybe you tap the foot down on either side. Okay? Using your core and your balance to stay strong and stable. Or you start to bring movement to the body, bringing that elbow to the knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to elbow. And do that 5 times on that side, using your breath. Inhaling, finding length. Exhale, contracting that elbow to the knee. Sorry, having cat problems. And when you're finished, just come to a nice flat back. And we're just going to switch sides. So inhale, extend that left leg back. Right arm comes forward. Again, making sure that foot is flexed. And you can stay here, really engaging the core. You can tap your toes down to either side of the mat, or you can bring the elbow to the knee using the breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to elbow. Continue that using your own breath for 5 movements. Making sure you're engaging the core. And we're smiling. And when you're finished, just come to that nice tabletop position again. Perfect. From here, we're going to come into puppy pose. So it's kind of like child's pose. You're going to walk your fingertips out to that short edge of the mat. Bring your chest down so your butt is up in the air. Keep walking the fingertips out and bring the chin down. If your neck hurts, come onto your forehead. So this is a nice shoulder stretch. You can lay your palms flat, or you can keep your fingertips engaged by coming onto the top of them. So again, this should feel nice in the shoulders, in the arms, stretching the back. Just take 2 more breaths here. Ragnar. Last breath. Inhale, come up to a nice hero pose, sitting back on our heels. We're just going to stretch the shoulders here. So inhale the arms out to a T. Exhale, bring them just as you're hugging yourself. Maybe lifting your elbows up towards your face. Bringing your neck back so your gaze is up towards the ceiling. Inhale. Ragnar. Exhale. 1 more breath. Really reaching for those shoulders. Really pushing those elbows up. Last breath. Inhale. Exhale the arms to release. And then just switch sides. So whatever elbow is on top, bring that one on bottom. And just give yourself a nice hug. Ragnar. Breathing in and out through our nose. 1 more breath here. Inhale the arms to open. Exhale, hands to heart center. Come back in to tabletop position. Take 1 breath here. Inhale, exhale, tuck the toes. Come into downward facing dog. So this is our first down dog. So do what feels good for you. Pedal the feet. Sway the hips side to side. Move your head. Yes and no. Pressing the palms in to the mat. Trying to get those heels as close to the mat as possible. Maybe finding a little bit of a deeper stretch, taking the left hand to the right ankle. Maybe it only reaches the knee, maybe it reaches the shin. Maybe you can grab the ankle and just twist, looking up towards the ceiling or keeping your gaze down. Inhale, exhale. Release that left hand and just switch sides. Right hand to the left ankle. Finding a deeper stretch. Again, gaze is down, or maybe you're twisting, looking up towards the ceiling. Keeping the hamstrings nice and engaged. One more breath. Inhale, exhale, release that hand. I'm going to come in just to a three-leg dog here. So inhale, the right leg to rise. As you exhale, bend the knee, let that hip open. Trying to press the left heel into the mat, pressing your hands into the mat, bringing your head closer to the mat. Maybe start circling the knee, opening that hip just a little bit more. Inhale, lengthen the leg. Exhale, drop it back down to the mat. Pedal the feet. Just switching sides. Inhale, left leg. As you exhale, bend that knee, pressing the right heel into the mat, pressing your hands into the mat, and just begin to circle with the knee, opening the hip. Continuing our breath, making sure we're not holding it. Inhale, lengthen the leg. Exhale, bring it down. Go ahead and drop to the knees. Let's sink into a nice child's pose quickly. Knees together. Bring your arms behind you, beside you, palms face up, forehead down. Massage the forehead here by rubbing it back and forth. Pressing the chest into the knees. Reconnecting with our breath if we've lost it. Taking an inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. One more breath. Inhale, come to tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take one breath here. We're going to come into our warrior one. So inhale, right leg. Exhale, bring it through to meet the hands. Pivot on the back foot to that 75-degree angle, 45-degree angle rather. Bending into the right knee. When you're ready, inhale, arms rise. Again, arms can stay up, letting the shoulders drop. Arms are here. Arms can be on your hips or cactus arms, bringing those fingertips, pinkies in towards your face, to the ears. Allowing the heart to open. Let's just add a little bit of dynamic movement here. So as you inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, straighten the front leg, bring the arms back. Inhale, bend the knee, arms rise. Exhale, straighten the leg, arms back. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, straighten the front leg, arms back. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. This time as we inhale, we're going to come into warrior two. So we're in warrior one. Turn that back foot to a 90-degree angle. Open the arms, coming into warrior two. Making sure the hips are square. Our knee isn't coming over our toes. And our arms are in a line. Nice and strong. Making sure our knee isn't caving in, but it's in a line with that second toe. Second by the pinky toes, what I'm referring to. One more breath here. As you inhale, hinge forward, flip your palm. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Again, there's always options. So if your neck hurts, gaze down at your back foot. If it feels good, gaze up at the right hand. Making sure we're not slumping into this left hand as we're finding a stretch. We're just using that for stability. Finding length in our right side body. One more breath. Good. Open the arms back up, warrior two. Come into extended side angle, dropping the right elbow to the right knee. Inhaling the left arm up. You can stay right here, or you can bring that right hand down to the inside of the right foot, gazing up at the left hand, or down at the right hand. You can try coming into a bind by taking your left hand behind you and reaching for that front thigh. So here, we don't want to hold our breath. Our legs are engaged. We might be feeling this pose. So don't hold the breath. Rather, inhale to the places in our body that need to find length and space. One more breath. Go ahead and release the left hand that's up. Bring it down to either side of your foot. Coming into a nice plank pose, reaching that right leg back. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, your back bend. Cobra, baby cobra, or upward dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Pedal the feet. And we're just gonna switch sides. So take a breath here while I switch. Inhale, left leg to rise. Exhale, bring the left foot through to meet the hands. Pivot to a 45-degree angle on the back foot. Make sure you're grounded and stable. Coming onto your tippy toes, fingertips. And when you're ready, inhale, arms rise, warrior one. I'm gonna turn off my fireplace. So again, we're on the left side. Left foot is facing the short edge of our mat. Our hips are square. If you're having trouble seeing if your hips are turning, drop the right arm, turn, and then inhale. Remember, making sure our knee isn't turning in towards the ankle, but it's in a line with that second baby toe. And once you're here, grounded, let's add that dynamic movement. Inhale, stretching up. Exhale, straightening the front leg and arms go back. Inhale, bending the knee, arms rise. Exhale, straighten the front, arms back. Inhale, bend the knee, arms rise. Exhale, straighten, arms back. Inhale, bend the knee, arms rise. Last time, exhale, straighten the leg, arms back. This time, as we inhale, turn that right foot to a 90-degree angle. Inhale, the arms open, warrior two. Perfect. Hopefully we're smiling. We're using our breath and feeling good. Making sure our arms are nice and strong here. We're not letting them loose. What's the saying from Dirty Dancing? I can't remember. Jelly arms? No jelly arms. Your gaze is looking over your left fingertips. As you inhale, imagine energy shooting out those fingertips. Exhale, sinking deeper into that front leg. One more breath. Inhale, flip that palm. Exhale, reverse the warrior. Again, there's always modifications for yoga. Gazing at the left hand or gazing down at that back foot. Making sure we're not slumping in to the right back leg. We're allowing our heart to open, and we're finding a nice stretch in our left side body. Engaging our thigh. One more breath. Inhale, come onto that left elbow on the left thigh. Inhaling, reaching the right arm up, extended side angle. So again, you can stay right here. You can drop that left hand a bit inside of the left foot, gazing at the right hand, or you can take that right hand, reaching for the left thigh, kind of coming into a half bind. Again, making sure we're not holding our breath, but we're sending it to our legs to hold us here in the pose. Breathing in and out through the nose. 2 more breaths. Last one. Inhale, bring the arm back up to the sky. Exhale, bring it down, placing it on either side of the left foot. Stepping back, plank pose. Inhale, shift forward. Lower down to chaturanga. Inhale, come into a nice baby cobra. So here we're going to do something a little different to get onto our back, so bear with me. Bring your right knee up on the floor. Extend your extend your right arm out in front of you, and then thread your left one under the right. So you're still pressing down into the mat. And then we're just going to turn, get it the wrong way. Extend your left hand, right arm goes under, and then we're just going to turn into that nice supine twist. Hopefully you're on your mat. So again, we were here, left arm threads under, open up, coming into a nice supine. So the knee should still be on the floor. Clearly I need to practice that transition more. So again, I like to press my left hand onto the top of that knee, gazing over the right shoulder. Stretching the right side body, opening up that hip. Making sure both of our shoulders are pressing into the mat here. One more breath. Inhale, bring the knees to the chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Exhale, that right leg down and let the left leg drop over. Arms staying to a T. Gazing over the left shoulder. If you want it more in this pose, you can always grab your big toe, if you have room, and extend your leg, straightening that leg. So here you're stretching your hamstring and your side body. But still pressing both of those shoulders into the mat. I like to keep my knee bent and just applying a little pressure to the top of the knee using my right hand. One more breath. Inhale the knees back to the chest. Rock side to side. Exhale, bring the palms of the feet to the mat. Keep the knees bent. See if your fingertips can reach your heels. And if they can, you are in a good position for our next position, bridge pose. If they don't touch, your fingertips don't touch your heels, don't worry, it's totally okay. So if you have a blanket or a pillow, you can use it now by just inhaling, lifting your lower back and placing the pillow there, just coming into a nice supported bridge pose. If you have no back issues, your arms are down by your side, palms facing into the mat. Inhale, exhale, reach those hips up to the ceiling. Most of your weight should be on the shoulders. Making sure your weight is evenly distributed into those soles of the feet. Engage your quads by pretending there's an imaginary block there. Keep your neck in line with the spine. And get those hips as high to the ceiling as possible. Breathing here for 5 more breaths. You can add some dynamic movement as you inhale, lifting up. Exhale, hovering back over the mat. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, coming down, hovering. Or you can stay here or in supported bridge pose. Do what feels good. 3 more breaths. Last 2. And last breath. Go ahead and slowly lower 1 vertebrae at a time. Walk your feet to the outer edges of the mat. Bring your knees together and just windshield wiper the legs together, releasing any tension on the spine. Go ahead and extend your legs out if you have time for a nice Shavasana. Again, let your body relax and rejuvenate after your practice. Extending the legs, arms down to your side, palms face up, tucking the shoulder blades, tucking the hips, letting the feet splay open. With every inhale, sending breath to our body, and every exhale, allowing that breath to help relax and rejuvenate our body. Again, I invite you to stay here for at least 2 minutes if you have time for Shavasana. I can't stress how important it is to allow all of your muscles and your mind to just be still after your practice. Allowing your body to sink and melt into the mat. Releasing muscle by muscle from the head down to the toes. Just allow yourself to simply be Shavasana. If you don't have time for Shavasana, come onto your favorite side. Press yourself up with your eyes closed, coming back into that nice easy pose, sitting nice and tall, hands come to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Thank you for taking the time on this Thursday to practice. I'm sure that was more than 20 or 30 minutes, so thank you for bearing with me. Hopefully this was lighter for you, able to see better than Tuesday. We'll keep improving as I continue to become more technically efficient here. So keep practicing. Like I said, practice makes practice. Be grateful for what your body can do today. I'm sure it will be different tomorrow. In deepest gratitude, namaste. So again, thanks for tuning in. As you can tell, I got a little warmed up. I hope you did too. I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their Thursday and you had fun with my friends. The black one, her name is Sela, and my gray friend, his name is Ragnar, if anyone is interested. So I will see you next week, yogis. Until then, flow on.